All right. Hello, Luca. Hello, Apparition. Hello, T. Hello, Mystery Theater. And by the way, happy birthday to Luca. Welcome back to Rose Guns Days. I gotta say, I can't believe how much I'm really loving this arc. The first arc, it was good. I'm not gonna lie. No, I definitely enjoyed it. But it did take a while to find the plot, I will say. Because it's not like Higurashi, it started out like slice of life with a bit of mystery. Like, the first arc of Rose Guns Days started out like, they were just living their lives in the city, but, there was some kind of action stuff, and it took a while for things to really get moving. Like, okay, so this is what the story of Rose Guns Days actually is, where they fight their final battle with Alfred, and then the Caleb stuff starts, and then, okay, this is the real plot. But this second arc, like, just started right away. We knew exactly what's going on, which, again, it has the advantage of having the setting already very well established with Primavera and everything. But the new characters, again, I love these kids. I love them. I really hope that they stick around. I really hope it's not like sometimes, when a series introduces new characters and like, okay, they're here for this one arc and they'll be the focus, and then they're gone. It's back to the old cast. I gotta say, that is not what I'm feeling here. I want them to stick around, be very prominent. Although who knows what's gonna happen to Zell after she inevitably gets her memory back. I love this group of 4 kids, and I just wish them all the success in the world. And it's gonna be so heartbreaking when whatever is in Zell's past with, the Golden Dragon Society tears them apart. Oh God. Anyway, last time, Lee Meiju has his very own little ninja girl, Kay Faraday type person, and he's being more and more frustrated in that I think the young lord, who I think is on his side, wants to work with Primavera, but the elders are like, oh no, we want to be greedy and stupid villains. We want everything to ourselves. And like Lee Meiju is like,
oh my god, I can't believe this. Seriously. Oh, I'm going to be killed and replaced by somebody else, aren't I?
and he has the ninja girl watching out for him. And the kids have started a band with all their musical experience, and Zell is the leader and the singer, and it's so fucking wholesome and adorable. And I just know that these two plot lines are going to come to a head when they probably get a big break to play their band at Primavera itself as like a headlining act or something. And then some big shit's gonna go down. Oh my god. Anyway, let's get back into it. There we go. I don't know why it always goes to the last to the last line. Now let's really get back into it. Okay. Chinatown was crowded in the early morning. There were lots of Chinese and Japanese people going in and out, looking for the morning market. And lots of trucks too. It flourished with lots of people, lots of goods, and lots of open-air stores. Everything smells great! I came here starving. No, you'd say that. You really are a growing boy, little Charles. What do you mean growing? I already had my growth spurt. Yeah, I mean in your body, in your freaking height maybe, but not your freaking figure. Quiet, you two. I still look like a little boy who's been stretched out like a string bean.
Oh, no, you don't get to use that. What? You're here? No, I'm not just interjecting.
We're already on GDS turf. Here, if it gets out that we're wild dogs, we couldn't complain even if we got stabbed.
Hey, we always come here to eat Nikuman. Don't be so dramatic. Look, over there. It's that warehouse. She hid and pointed around the corner. There was a large warehouse lined by people, with several trucks going inside. Huh, the truck that just went in! Oh yeah, also last time, Zell had this like absolutely gigabrain plan that she was using the freaking their gigs as a band to spy on like what people were talking about and see if they couldn't help out Primavera. Like holy shit, damn. Zell, it can be quite terrifying. I saw it at the harbor.
I see. So this is a spot after all.
Several trucks that she'd been gathering laborers at the agency, renting the warehouse in a line. So this really was the backdoor employment agency. Zal, what should we do? Should we take pictures from all the way out here and then just call for backup? Or should we Harry Potter this bitch and just go in ourselves? Looks like we'll have to take some from the inside after all. Got it. Harry Pottering this thing. Hopefully we don't end up all dead from a lack of experience. A photo taken from here wouldn't be decisive evidence. Yeah, I guess so. Think you'd say that. God, I love every single one of these kids so much. But how are we gonna sneak in?
Fortunately, it's in the middle of a city. Let's blend in when the passers-by and take a look around before planning. I, Oliver, master of stealth.
Buildings are made for people to get inside them. There's got to be other ways to get in there. The four of them, pretending to be passers-by, observed the backdoor employment agency from all sides. In the front, there was a line of Chinese laborers getting checked in and entering the warehouse. Stern-faced men were checking them in. Their outfits, strongly reminiscent of their own nation, were often worn by members of the GDS.
So they're being backed by the GDS after all.
If we're being back proof about this, things will get tricky. It'd be a major accomplishment, wouldn't it? Wonder if Aniki Wayne will congratulate us. That's obvious, since it'd definitely be a huge bright spot on our records.
Save the excitement for after we've succeeded and returned to the music shop safely.
That's right. You've gotten more cautious, Oliver. Oh my god, that's right. And Zell and Oliver, OTP of freaking Rose Gun Stays. I like Rose and Leo, but damn, these two are so fucking adorable. Oh my god. Seriously. Zell and Oliver OTP. All the way if I've got to pick one couple. These two are so fucking adorable. Great work.
I'm just being careful because you told us not to stand out. Oh.
Oh my god. They walked around the block and came to an alleyway behind the warehouse. Looking around the corner, they saw what appeared to be a back door and a single person guarding it. Oh my god. What are they going to do to get around this guy? The alley was a typical back alley, and had no one at all walking down it. If they stepped into it carelessly, they would probably catch the guard's interest at once. It's impossible. He's full of holes, but we really couldn't avoid getting caught at this distance. He'd see us right away.
What we need is a distraction. But I'm sure this is an opportunity.
An opportunity? Why?
Look at that chair the guard's sitting in.
The guard was sitting on a dusty folding chair, smoking a cigarette. Zell was pointing out the fact that, in addition to that chair, there were 3 more.
So, I get it. We challenged him to a game of musical chairs. Brilliant. As always, Zell.
No, hold on a bit.
So normally there'd be 4 guards there.
All the guards we saw at the front were imposingly standing at attention. But this guard is clearly slacking off. So his tough superiors are probably out today.
I get it. That's why this third-rate guy is slacking off.
He doesn't look like someone taking advantage of his scary superiors, leaving for a short break.
Sure enough. He wouldn't be that slack unless he knew he had plenty of time. The other 3 chairs were covered with dust, but they still seemed to be used on a daily basis. There were a lot of spent cigarettes lying there on the ground. It was hard to imagine that they all came from this one man. So there really were 4 guards for this back door. And by some sort of quinky-dink, only this one man happened to be here today.
It all adds up. Like Zell says, this is an opportunity.
Still, this street is just no good. The moment we step into it, he'll notice us. But we can't waste this excellent luck!
If we jumped out from here, how long would it?
It's impossible. You couldn't do it without him noticing.
True. Unless we can take him out.
If we just needed to get into that door, there should be several ways to lure him out. But all of those get pretty tough if we need to escape from here after snapping pictures inside.
It would be possible for Zell, who could speak oh, come on, why did it click itself? Zell, who could speak Chinese, to lure him somehow by time. However, no matter how lax he was still a guard. He'd probably find Zell suspicious at once. She wouldn't be able to buy much time.
He's the best fighter here. You, Oliver.
Probably. I am a pretty tough bastard.
Can you use your wolf's fangs to just take him out in a single blow?
Ooh, wow. They're in the middle of enemy territory. If a fight broke out, it would be heard immediately. If only he could knock the guy out with one hit to a vital spot like in a manga. He can do it with his deadly roundhouse kick.
True enough. Hit to the medulla oblongata and everyone go wide-eyed.
But the distance is huge. It'd take 2 seconds for Oliver to jump around that corner. 1 second more to line up a roundhouse kick.
It's just 3 seconds. But it had time to notice.
He may look like a third-rate loser, but he's probably a failed bodyguard.
With 3 whole seconds, he wouldn't have to be a bodyguard. Even I could defend myself.
In other words, even a finishing roundhouse kick wouldn't be a clean hit if they were noticed. If
that happened, it would get noisy, and enemies would pour in. The plan would fail. Don't you have any finishing move, Charles? I'm a pickpocket! Again, I rely on stealth and sneak attack. I could steal his wallet, but I couldn't beat him up. Jeez. Oliver's the fighter.
But Charles will probably be able to get behind him faster than me. He has a much higher stealth rating.
Even so, if I jump out there and he notices me in a second because I rolled a natural fucking 1. Mina, you're a slingshot master, aren't you? Can't you just shoot him in the face from here and knock him out? Now listen, I'm a pretty good ranger, but I wouldn't count on my skill that much. It's not that powerful! At best, it's like whacking someone with a ruler.
It'd still hurt like a bitch. Oh, musical chairs it is then. If I can't defeat him with a single shot, then it's useless. It's all useless.
No, that's enough. Time for another brain blast.
What?
If we combine our talents, we can take him out. As Oliver had guessed, the guard was a failed bodyguard. He had made bad assumptions similar to the old Oliver, and had started a brawl in the store. Let's see, we got a rogue, a fighter, a ranger, and I guess Zell would be a wizard. A wizard or a cleric. Then he was struck by the reality that even a strong man would find many strong fighters if he joined a group like the GDS. Now he was always getting pushed around by his terrifying, more experienced co-workers. But even so, he was still a wolf. He dreamed of accomplishing something great one day and rising up to be an executive. Because he was a man like that, he always looked forward to trouble. He may have looked totally off his guard, but surely it would be difficult to defeat this man instantly. Even Oliver, with his roundhouse kick finisher, couldn't close that distance in a moment. Even the nimble Charles could only close that distance 1 second too late. The distance was no problem for Nina, but she couldn't defeat this man. Voice my attack modifier being so low. I'm ranged DPS. Not frontline fighter. Zell gave Nina instructions. Roger that. Oh, we're all gonna die, aren't we? This is the voice time. The voice time this little guy's ever been useful. Damn, that is amazing that she has a sprite with it. There are no useless skills. Your excellent arm would surely prove useful sooner or later. Oh, hello, I'm sorry I can't read your name, but welcome to the stream. And today, that time has come. Allons-y! She aimed, not for the man, but beyond him. At an empty can set on the sidewalk. I love this sprite. Alright! It's Nina time, bitches! Oh damn, it's not letting me freaking do it. Fucking hell. Let's go! Wow, damn. Hell yeah, my boobs are a lot bigger in the freaking action sprite. Ugh. A thin metallic sound rang out and the can leapt up and started to roll. Oh my god, this is that trick in Skyrim
when you shoot an arrow like over somewhere else, and the guard goes, "What's that over there?" And then before they say, "It must have been the wind," you freaking run behind them and do a sneak attack. Since the back alley was completely empty, why would an empty can suddenly do that? The man blinked in surprise. Distracted by the empty can, the man turned to face the opposite direction from the shadows the four were hiding in. Then, for just a single second, his mind went blank. In that instant, Charles and Oliver raced from the shadows. I'm sorry, new person. I can't speak Japanese or if you can translate, if you can use Google to try to translate into English. But thank you so much for joining the stream. I really wish I could read what you were saying. In that instant, Charles and Oliver raced from the shadows. A second before Oliver arrived, Charles closed in on the man's back. Is this really gonna work? Charles couldn't hide his uncertainty, but he'd already jumped forward. He heightened his concentration in the world of that instant, creating a universe of darkness where only he and the man existed.
Natural fucking 20. Time for my rogue sneak attack.
Oh, that's so cool. You're from Tokyo.
Nobody's faster than Charles the Rogue.
Charles' fingers smoothly grabbed the man's sunglasses. That sudden action had the effect of blinding the man. He had been distracted by the empty can, blinded. And the combination of those two weak points turned opportunity into reality.
Now time for my roundhouse kick. Taste my wrath. Action surge. KO, motherfucker.
Oliver's roundhouse kick landed smoothly in the back of the man's head with a clean hit. The timing and the angle were perfect, and so was their coordination. The man's eyes rolled into their sockets, and he crumpled like a puppet with its strings cut. Ooh, that's a classic visual novel line. It was completely different from the way conscious people fall. Zell dashed forward and quickly checked the man's condition. Yes, I think he's got a concussion. He needs to go to the hospital immediately or we will have committed murder. But that is not my problem right now. He probably doesn't even know what happened. Incredible! We actually did that! Oh my god!
Whoa! That was even more nerve-wracking than stealing wallets. I was surprised too. I think it would actually go so well.
That's what your talents can do. We aren't individuals. We all form a single wild dog. We are a freaking Voltron of the wild dogs. Except our final form is the dog. I don't even know how this works. To howl, leap forward, and strike at once at a vital area. Together, the three of them had succeeded in carrying on the magnificent hunt of a single wolf. I guess I'm the only one who didn't do anything. Not true. You are the leaders, Al. Without them, they wouldn't know what to do. You're their tactician here.
That's not true. If we're the fangs and the claws, you're our eyes and brain. Your eyes spotted an opportunity, found the enemy's weak point, and aimed for it. We might be invincible with you on our side.
It's all because of the fortune you brought us.
You really are our goddess of fortune.
You're giving me too much credit. Let's save that until we manage to get home safely, no?
Anyway, let's hide the big guy somewhere.
They dragged the lookout behind cover. He'd probably wake up soon. Yep, exactly. He's the she's the Fire Emblem tactician. Is Zell, totally. He had no time to hesitate before going inside. Goddamn, like, seriously, this is fucking fantastic. That whole scene and everything, like, I just love the dynamic between these four characters.
Okay, I'm opening it.
Yes, please do. If they happen to find us, everyone make a run for it, okay?
Leave the running away to us. If there's one thing we're good at, it's running away. That's the one skill all alley rats can brag about.
Damn it, we're about to become big. We can't get scared at a time like this.
Charles, do it.
Charles nodded, then cautiously turned the doorknob. The heat and humidity of a large group of people seeped out through the crack in the door, and so did a tumult of the Chinese language. A large number of Chinese laborers were standing in lines.
Okay, next. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. You new here? Who introduced you? The agency fee is 150 Japanese dollars. Did they always have to pay in small change? So you ended up showing after all. Smart move. These kickbacks piss me off. But it's better than not being able to find a job. Is it true that Primavera is planning to kick us out of the employment agency? Like they could. We got the GGS on our side. Okay, listen up, people. Especially the new guys. Stick with your countrymen at the workplace. Never leave the side of your managers. Although they'll go around speaking Chinese. You'll stir up trouble with the Japanese. Try to blend in with the Japanese as you work. Make sure you don't stand out. Got that?
Zal, can you understand what they're saying?
Yes.
There's no doubt that this is the backdoor employment agency.
The agency fee is 150 Japanese dollars in advance.
He's warning them not to talk in Chinese.
That guy's Japanese, isn't he?
Looks like the leader of those truck guys.
Oh wow, he's got a new sprite. There was someone who looked like a leader who had gathered up the truck drivers and was joking with them in shrill Japanese.
Wait, could that mustache guy be?
Do you know him?
He matches the description of an employer who, according to rumor, stopped coming to the employment agency. I remember seeing that old mustache at the harbor. Pretty sure he was working with a bunch of Chinese men behind him.
That settles it. I'll take some pictures. Wait. Take a picture while he's with that man. The leader on the GES's side came forward. Then he took out an envelope and handed it to the old mustache, who was the leader on the employer's side. He took it with a broad smile and checked the stack of bills inside it.
Yep, it's good. As always, thank you for your assistance. As always, I give thanks to you. You've helped us a lot. No, we're the grateful ones here.
They didn't know who either leader was. However, the proper people should be able to figure that out quickly. Nina captured the scene in a photo. I was gonna say that, Mystery Theater, like, does their camera have a flash? Like, I don't think cameras without flash even existed back then, did they? Like, I guess they do for the purposes of this, in this particular universe.
If there's 100 people dishonestly getting jobs here, the agency fees would add up to 150,000 per day.
It's not just 100. Looks like there's still plenty more trucks and people to come.
Easy money! They're really making tens of thousands of dollars every day! Holy fuck.
In other words, that's the amount of money that's being swindled from the laborers every day.
Even so, Madame Rose raised wages to help the poor. It's all getting sucked up like this.
It's like someone sucking the guts out of a Nikuman.
Is that the only metaphor you could think of?
Nina, make sure you get the license numbers on the trucks.
Sure thing.
I've got 'em.
Zell pointed out several vital points that they couldn't afford to miss, and had Nina snap them. The unusual excitement inside the agency, the faces of the leaders, the license plates on the trucks. They firmly captured enough evidence on film that no excuses would be possible. Okay, that's enough. Let's go before someone finds out and we get killed or captured or whatever. Let's retreat.
Shh! Damn, they found that huge guy. Oh, fuck.
As they tried to leak through the back door, Oliver stopped them. He timidly looked outside and spotted the guard he had knocked unconscious, who was being discovered by his comrades.
Moron, who'll get drunk and fall asleep while on guard duty? If this were a battlefield, they'd have you shot. Damn kids. Hey, Aniki, this guy doesn't drink. Quiet. He's saying something.
So there were 4 guards after all.
Our finishing move won't work on 3 of them at once.
We won't be able to escape through here. Is there any other way out?
Couldn't we get out through that window? Nina was pointing at a window near an overhanging walkway, where the second floor would normally be. The ladder was in the shadows, so they could probably climb up without anyone noticing. However, the walkway was completely exposed. The laborers probably wouldn't care, but the members of the GDS would immediately find them suspicious. They had to crawl along the walkway, open the window, and jump outside. No other way.
It's the second floor. Will you be all right? That's easier than fighting for all us daily rates.
When it comes to running away, we're already used to it.
I'm more worried about you, Zell. Have you ever jumped down from the second floor or something?
If I have, I don't remember it.
Anyway, if that's our only way out, we got to bet on it. If you're all okay, I'm sure I'll be fine too. The backdoor guards will probably realize they had an intruder before too long. When they did, they'd find us in these shadows right away. In that case, decisiveness and speed were more important than prudence. With Charles in the lead, Zell, Nina, and Oliver started climbing in that order. The sight of them crawling up onto an overhanging walkway would just have to invite suspicion.
They're totally gonna see us.
Right now, we only have to think about getting out of here without getting caught. Otherwise, they'll be making Nikuman out of Charles next.
That's not funny!
What are you doing, fool? Get that window open.
I'm doing it. It's stuck tight!
The window probably hadn't opened in ages. It wasn't locked, but dust and filth had apparently jammed out the rails and it didn't budge. The other windows would probably be the same. Uh-oh. Then a sharp Chinese voice rang out and a new music. No, I think they played this once before. It's a brand new... Uh-oh.
They found us. Forget it. Just smash the glass.
Zell, Nina, get back! Brett, what do you think you're doing up there? What is it? What's going on? It's them. Those guys suddenly attacked. What's this? What on earth is going on? It seems cockroaches that snuck in. No need for panic. We only need to capture one of them alive. Shoot the rest dead.
Oh, crap baskets. He told them to shoot to kill!
Out of the way, Charles. I'll kick through it. Now it's time to put my skills to use to protect Lady Zell. You're not getting through to her. Not even the slightest chance.
Damn it. Okay, I need to put the mouse there because I can't move the mouse that fast if I put... Yeah.
Tally-ho! I'll knock the stuffing out of you. KO, motherfuckers! Don't you dare lay a finger on Zell.
Oliver's roundhouse burst through the glass in the lattice windows. After kicking it several more times, the frame finally came loose and was knocked away.
That should be enough for Zell too. Next roof over is right there.
We'll go first. Let's go, Charles, and force a way out.
Zell, hang on to this camera for a sec. Huh? In the few seconds it took to escape out the window, the armed GDS men wouldn't just stand there watching.
They smashed the damn window. Don't let them get out. Shoot, shoot.
Uh-oh. What the fuck? I blocked every single shot! Okay. No time for error. 8 slingshot, bitch! Yeah, here we go, another angle. Time for my ultimate slingshot attack!
These ain't Deku nuts!
Ah! Take that! I'll punch right through you! Nina, that's enough. Hurry. Damn, we need to get you to a shooting range. Oh god, my skill's finally useful today. Nina's skill was genius quality. Her accurate aim had managed to knock at least 2 guns away and messed up the aim of one other person. Damn! She really is a ranger. Holy shit. She always dreamed of a day like this coming. She apparently couldn't hold in her excitement. They dashed to the roof of the next building over, like wild animals racing through a jungle. When they jumped from the eaves down to the roadway, they saw two GDS underlings running toward them. If they could shake these two, they'd be able to jump into the crowd on the large street.
Where's the camera?
Zell has it.
Zell, run! We'll buy you some time.
Can you do that?
We can. You've taught us how.
This is so amazing. I love this so much.
Like we let you get away, brats!
You clearly haven't met these alley rats. Let's go. People who can't do the same thing twice dropped in the alleys.
I'll take carriers. No one's a match for me ranged. 1.
And no one's a better sneak attack than me.
Damn.
2.
I'd like to see anyone who could beat me in a fist fight. 3. Now, all of us together. Let's go. For Zell. KO, motherfuckers!
Hell yeah, boy!
Yeah, hell yeah!
Their coordination seemed to flow. Nina's slingshot strikes landed right on the enemy's foreheads. Then, in the same instant, Charles got under their guard. With his ingenious pickpocket fingers, he removed their sunglasses, untied their shoelaces, and grabbed the back of their collars to knock them off balance. As he did that, Oliver's magnificent footwork gave him a running start, and his feet connected with a man's temple, setting him flying. I wonder if Oliver could possibly be a fighter / monk. Kiku's body continued to bend in a double kick, sending the second man flying too. Awesome! Château! Magnifique! Magnifique!
We never forget a trick we've learned once. You've showed us your strength. Now it's time for our power.
It's only natural when your life's on the line.
Hey, Zell! Let's scram while we can. Oh, Fuckleberry Hound.
Zell, look out behind you!
Huh? Oh, no. Oh, wow. What is this? My own power. Oh my god, Zell can fight too. She is some freaky genius. Oh my god. Damn. What the actual fuck? Zell can fight as well? Oh my god! KO!
Oh my god. I can't believe I did that. The moment that man who appeared behind Zell seemed to attack, a nimble dodge by Zell turned all his weight and momentum into offensive power as he was slammed against the asphalt. Yes! Mystery Theater Zell is like, whoa, I know Kung Fu. Literally. It happened in a single blow. The foe was completely unconscious and wide-eyed. Oliver and the others stood there stunned, their eyes bulging. So did Zell. Amazing, Zell! Seriously, is there anything you can't do? What the hell was that? Judo? I don't know. I just suddenly did something.
I see. You can still do things you've memorized with your body, even if your memory's gone.
Just how incredible are you, Zell? Holy shit, I could fall for you.
One at a time.
I was pretty cool before I lost my memory. By the time the defeated men stumbled to their feet, Zell and the others had already leapt into the crowded street. It rhymes. Even the GDS couldn't catch someone escaping through Chinatown's crowds. Zell and the others ran faster than ever, trying to put distance between themselves and enemy territory. Damn, I guess you know what? Now that I'm thinking it, since Zell can fight, but she also has int, I'm thinking that Zell would be the monk. And Oliver would definitely stick to fighter. Yeah. Are we good? They aren't chasing us, right? Hello, Tronbuster. Welcome to the stream. We're good. We lost them. We finally got one! A huge victory!
And the combination earlier was even more incredible. We were perfect.
Now do you believe me? You definitely aren't dropouts. Even wild dogs are just dogs when they're on their own. They're only able to do double and double their strength when they hunt in packs. With the four of us, we're fucking invincible. We're the ultimate party. We won't lose to anyone. We aren't just wild dogs anymore, are we? We could form a four-person unit if we wanted to, right?
That doesn't sound half bad. We did it! We did it, guys!
Even Oliver, who always looked dead serious, had a broad smile on his face, and the others couldn't help but smile along with him.
Now we just have to wait 50 days for the photos to develop, and everything will be right on.
As they ran so far away, covered in sweat. They kept smiling at each other with the excitement and huge success of their plan. Damn.
Not even any doubt that grows the line, huh?
What's the background and behind the men in this picture?
The man on the right is Song Chengzan. We've determined that he's an elite member of the GDS who resides in City 22. The mustache guy on the left.
I haven't done Wayne in a while. Jeez.
Mustache guy on the left is the head of the shipping union's executive office. He isn't a man who'd have any contact with the GDS. The GDS probably sold the idea to him.
Are other similar things happening as well?
Might not be a bit as big as this one, It's probably safe to say that kickback programs are on the rise. And will be, till we can manage everything through our union. Rose, this is reality. Your noble goodwill doesn't hold up in the criminal underworld, particularly when dealing with people of a different race.
Is he one of Meiju-san's subordinates?
Lee Meiju is the boss of Small Rock, Chinatown. He could not fail to hear of business conducted within his own territory. Am I wrong? You might be thinking of asking him how it really feels, but that would be a waste of time. He has a way with words. The more you listen to him, the more you'll be sucked in. GDS has taken a shot at our business. That's a fact. If this isn't a breach of trust, then what is, Rose?
The GDS is a large organization. Even Meiju-san probably doesn't know everything it does.
Of course, that's what he would claim. That this was a personal business project of Song Chengzang. Probably use that man as a scapegoat, wouldn't he? More than one head will have to fall for something of this level to be resolved. In any event, we were no longer obligated to do anything for their sakes. We'll announce the establishment of the City 23 Japanese Labor Union at once. Everyone's been looking forward to it. This will get rid of the laborers from other cities. But if we kick out the Chinese, won't the GDS come crashing in? Isn't dealing firmly with such an event the reason you and Cyrus are here? Well, that's pretty much it. They played it for fools. Gotta give back what we got. If we sit on the fence, we'll be taken for fools all the more. Exactly. Agree with that, Madam Rose? The agency problem is a bomb without a fuse. We never had the option of playing for time. We forced our countrymen to suffer until today, just so that the GDS could save face. Are you planning to continue to do that after discovering something like this? To draw out our countrymen's suffering, even though we have a solution?
I understand. It's probably unavoidable.
You've already gone to great lengths to be polite. So if they're unwilling to accept that, then they were never a group with whom we could deal with in good faith.
Richard Kuhn, no matter how things end up, this is a business matter for both sides. Be sure you don't get emotional and corner Meiju-san too harshly. He may be a leader of a different camp, but that doesn't change the fact that he's our friend.
I understand that. We are simply requesting a quick decision from him in a business discussion. We have already made preparations to deal with him regarding the purchase of the special office windows. We never intended to propose anything that would put them at a disadvantage.
Let's call Meiju-san. I want to try and do what we can to limit his disgrace, at least a little.
I agree. After all, as you say, he is a friend. So, for that, we're gonna make this shipping union mustache cough it all up. I've already sent some of my people to follow him. Before long, they'll have him packaged and sent to a warehouse of your choice. Better send the cargo to Maurice's warehouse. Shouldn't take him long to figure out what sort of place that is.
Boss, good work at your meeting. Nice work. How went today's scheming?
Whew! Really getting to be a pain out there.
And Wayne, you better take it easy too, at least for today. See you, look. Your fans have gotten you some of that fried chicken you love so much.
Sorry, but I have urgent business today. Me too! Sorry about that. Hey, the underworld's been busy before the day's out.
You too. Must be crazy out there today.
No, they're right. Wish we could all get together at a pause together and every now and then.
Definitely. You'd better take a break from playing Mafia every now and then.
Oh, Rose. Are you okay?
Could I have a drink? Something sweet, please. Sounds like it's pretty troublesome this time. I know that, both for the ladies of the evening and in the criminal underworld. You're done for as soon as people start taking you lightly. But if that keeps on repeating itself, you end up with unavoidable war.
A fight between idiots is always a chicken race.
Well, the best plan is to always avoid it before it happens. I understand that logically, but it's hard.
Ah, poor thing. Is there any way we can help?
Why don't I make you a particularly delicious drink? We also have some good smelling cheese. Want some? Yeah. I can't let something like this wear me out. I've got to start chomping away, charge up my horsepower, and do all I can for everyone in City 23. As she said this, Rose bit right into a chunk of cheese, stuffing her cheeks. It was a rough way to eat, but you could see a bit of her vigor peeking out. As Rose, she didn't want to fight with anyone. I think fast food chains started in the 1950s, I think. She hoped that everything would proceed harmoniously and that everyone could be happy so that there were no allies or enemies. However, that didn't always happen. She could envision just as many bad situations as good ones. If she turned her gaze away from those, she would fail as Madame. I am Madame Rose. My heart is hurting now. It's because I'm bearing wounds that would have hurt someone else if I didn't accept them. That's right. And that means your scars are medals. Yeah! I won't lose over something like this.
What are you doing? Rose, are you okay? Go easy on the cheesy.
Rose's heart was still pure, transparent, and didn't know how to doubt people. However, she seemed to have gotten tougher since she became Madame Rose of the criminal underworld. Of course, it was probably a bluff. However, it was a bluff she made because of her deep sense of responsibility. So she couldn't run away. She couldn't disappoint the people who had believed in her ideals and followed her. Sorry, Meiju-san. We're out of time, too.
Good work, Wayne. I just hope I was able to help Rose-san. But of course, it was quite an accomplishment. With just some of our young ones being reckless. Oh, quite impressive for young ones. They must put spies to shame. Going forward, it would be essential for Primavera to have people who can perform skillful jobs. Ones involving more than simply aggravating matters. Particularly when Chinatown is involved. Reward them handsomely for this accomplishment. Hey, Wayne-san's here.
Charles and Nino, who had just been jumping around excitedly, stopped and stood at attention. Without even thinking about it, Zell copied them and stood at attention too.
Feel free to sit. You did well, but that was reckless of you.
As he took off his jacket, Wayne spoke bluntly. Right after the success of their plan, they had been excited about the praise they would surely get, but as the excitement died down, they started wondering if they had been guilty of doing something outrageous. True enough, they had taken conclusive photos. If they had managed that without anyone seeing them, then it truly would have been a perfect score. However, they had taken out that first guard and beaten up 3 more people during their escape. In their excitement, they had probably spoken in Japanese a lot. In other words, it should be obvious that the intruders were Japanese. And for that to happen now, when they had been told to avoid any trouble with Chinatown. By the time they thought that far out, it was hard to imagine that Wayne was coming here to reward them. If they were lucky, the good and the bad would cancel out, and they wouldn't be on the hook for anything. It was also possible that he sparked up new troubles, which would mean that they'd been kicked out of the Wild Dogs. The 4 of them were silent. With faces like defendants awaiting the court's decision.
Whose idea was it to try and pull something so dangerous?
That's something
All of us. We're sorry, Unky Wayne.
Even we're Wild Dogs. We wanted to help you, Wayne-san. The 3 all stood up at once, each claiming to be the main perpetrator. Of course, it was still obvious that Zell was the one behind this. Sorry, hold on, just, headphones fell out, just, put them out.
Rapunzel, you are a guest and not a fellow wild dog.
She might not be a wild dog, but she's one of us.
I believe I told her she was Madame Rosa's guest. Something happened to her. How are you planning to take responsibility?
Well, that's... I was the one who suggested that we do it. They did nothing wrong.
In that case, Rapunzel, that means you tried to drag my comrades into something dangerous.
That's right.
Zell only proposed the idea. After that, we were the ones who decided to go through with it. To go through with a plan that's crazy, without consulting me.
If we did consult you, would you have let us do it?
I would have made a decision after considering the matter carefully.
Wayne-san, there's something I'd like to make clear right now. These people aren't wild dog dropouts. They're all young wolves. They want to be like you. Have you responded to their passion with anything? Have you done anything for them? You might think of yourself as the king of wolves, with dozens of underlings to serve you. But to them you're special. You're what they admire, their goals, their everything. Just now, you said something about dragging your comrades into something dangerous. But if it meant you might acknowledge them, none of these people were afraid. The only thing that terrifies them all is the thought of you ignoring them and refusing to acknowledge them.
I've never intended to ignore them. However, if I felt that way to you, allow me to apologize. Is what Rapunzel just said the way all you feel?
That's right. Zell spoke for our feelings.
Oliver, is the same for you? Yes, we're wild dogs. We want to live as wolves, like you.
Wayne sighed and sat down on the sofa. Then he looked up at the ceiling and spoke.
The wild dogs are a pack of wolves. Pack is a group of individuals who obey their leader. If you can't obey, they can't have you as wild dogs.
There was an unpleasant silence. No matter how great their accomplishment, it was the fact that they had shown off too much. Kicked out of the wild dogs, it wasn't a punishment they couldn't have predicted.
Aniki, Wayne.
Wayne-san!
It's okay, Zell. Wayne-san's made up his mind. We always were wild dog dropouts. Even so, we were able to become wolves, if only for a little while. And we managed to bring back some vital evidence for Primavera's sake.
And are you happy with that? Are you really okay with that?
If Wayne-san told me to offer up my life, I'd do it any day. Wayne-san told us to offer up our lives as wild dogs. We couldn't disobey him.
Well, I guess it's more than enough that we got to show Wayne-san that we fail. We're all pretty dumb. That's the only way we can show our affection. We all love Aniki Wayne! If that got through, even just a little, that's enough.
Aniki Wayne. Thanks for all you've done for us.
Charles was moved to tears. So was Nina and probably Oliver too. Zell kept her mouth shut and waited for Wayne to open up his heart.
If you got no place in the pack of wolves, thinking wolves who wander. Haven't left the wild dogs, you 4 wolves will wander the wilderness. You aren't wild dogs anymore. You're wandering dogs.
Oh wow, they're a special unit. At that word, the 4 of them looked at each other. They didn't understand what he was saying.
From here on out, we'll call you the Wandering Dogs. Alright then. If you're willing to put your life in my hands, I'll accept it. After all, being so reckless that you risk your lives to sink into a Chinatown base and bring back photos. That's something no wild dog could do. However, I'm your leader. I don't mind what sort of crazy plans you think up, but always consult me about them. Are you really so determined to accomplish something great? Yes. You're so determined to be like me.
You're a living legend, Aniki Wayne. We want to become legendary men too.
Even you, Nina? In the world of wolves, you won't get special treatment because you're a woman.
I've never had any of a woman's weapons in the first place. I don't want to become a lady of the evening. I want to become a cool woman who works in the underworld.
Rapunzel.
Yes, sir.
Rose-san told me to let you do whatever you please. If you want to live as a wolf, I have no right to stop you.
I'm Rapunzel. The 4 of us are comrades.
If you live as a wolf, you have to obey the laws of the wolf. You willing to call me boss?
Yes, boss.
And the rest of you are okay with that? Do you acknowledge Rapunzel as one of your comrades?
Of course. Without Zell, we'd still be losers.
Zell's practically a leader, right?
Oh yes. If Zell tells me to do something, I'll do it. Very impressive, Rapunzel. No, Zell. To think that you managed to earn the respect of that wild kid Oliver in such a short span of time. On that one point alone, I have no choice but to acknowledge your accomplishment.
They just didn't know how to take advantage of their talents. All I did was show them how to do that.
You remind me of Rose-san somehow.
She really does.
You think so?
just in the atmosphere about you. Oh well, you have my consent.
Wayne rose and put on his jacket.
As wandering dogs, be true to your name and wander the city. Hone your sense of smell. Uncover things that seem out of place and become my eyes and ears and nose. And always keep your fangs sharp so you can bear them when the time is right. Yes, Wayne-san. It wouldn't have been right for me to just praise your recklessness in front of everyone else. However, I've been more reckless than you. And Rose-san has been even more reckless still. And even if you added all of us up, we could never be as reckless as Leo.
The legendary Leo Shishigami!
If we want to build a reckless legend like you and Leo! Hidden behind our recklessness, we had a careful plan and preparation which went to shit when Butler fucked up his shit. God, seriously, it's a miracle we're alive. It may have looked like a reckless fight, but it was a victory we earned. When you eventually accomplish something, people will probably call it reckless. But if you plan carefully, it isn't. It's a natural result. If your recklessness is thoroughly concentrated and carefully planned, then one day, your recklessness might also become a legend. Zell, look after him.
Yes, boss.
If you were with the person I met back then instead of Rose-san, my fate might have been different. I'll give you this too, Zell. This is for you from the consigliere.
Wayne pulled an envelope from his jacket and handed it to Zal.
The consigliere? You mean Richardson? What could it be?
This is 10 new $1,000 bills? $10,000! Yeah!
Holy crap! I could buy like 100 Nikuman with this.
Wayne-san! That's a gift from Richard-san. Take it. However, don't let that money go to your head and never jump the gun again. You're wandering dogs. I'm your boss. From now on, always consult me before carrying anything out. Got that?
Yes, boss!
Yes, boss!
Yes, boss!
Yes, boss. After all, I'm practically an embodiment of recklessness. I got no right to lecture you.
Wayne-san, I mean boss,
Huh?
thanks for acknowledging us.
I'm expecting a lot from you. Zell, Oliver, Charles, Nina. I look forward to seeing what the Wandering Dogs will do next.
Damn. At the same moment, Wayne left and closed the door. The four of them let out joyous war cries. Wayne shrugged and looked up at the light on the second floor of the music shop.
That must be how I look to Leo. They make me so worried I can't look away for a second.
Oh my god. Passing the torch. Damn, I can't wait until Leo's gonna come back either in the next arc or the final arc. And he's gonna be like omega powered, and this time he and Wayne are gonna stand shoulder to shoulder, aren't they? As equals. Damn. As Wayne got into the car, the side of his face was illuminated for an instant by a passing car. He didn't look even remotely unhappy. Wander the city. Become my eyes and ears. And always keep your fangs sharp.
I've been waiting for this day. I'm on fire!
Zal! Thank you! You were so cool! It's all thanks to you speaking up. We're the Wandering Dogs.
A secret unit made up of just us four.
Yes! I'm sure we'll make a legend together.
Yes, let's do it! Tally-ho!
Madame Rose was the sort who liked to plan ahead carefully. That was only natural, since she started from a position where she had to unite those devious ladies of the evening. However, it wasn't as though political decisions would be enough to resolve everything.
You mean to resolve the labor issue quickly? It was necessary to be a little forceful.
Well, that certainly was Richard's view. They couldn't just ask for the out-of-work laborers to please wait longer because they were still negotiating. Poor laborers were Primavera's greatest supporters. If they couldn't match up to the laborers' expectations, their support would plummet and Primavera would lose its power.
If the organization weakened, it would break apart, or it might invite meddling from organizations in other cities.
Exactly. It would revert back to the earlier Dark Era. Never again would people be able to speak up and call for everyone to protect their fellow countrymen. To Richard, it was more important for Primavera to gain support than it was for them to reach an agreement with Meiju.
So Madame Rose's way of doing things was too polite.
Can we be sure about that? Chinese value their pride above all else. On the other hand, if the Japanese were given the choice of accepting a candy offered to them with a respectful bow, or else crawling on the floor to pick up a stack of bills someone had thrown there, they would choose the latter.
It was a cruel example, but Julie couldn't argue back. The way the Japanese prioritized profit over love of their country was still the same, even in the 21st century.
I apologize for the cruel metaphor. What I'm trying to say is that the Japanese and the Chinese have differences of value. Just like the Japanese proverb, all's well that ends well.
That's a Japanese proverb? Well, I guess it could exist in multiple languages.
The Japanese are people who put the focus on the result, ignoring the past and the process, while the Chinese put more emphasis on the process. As a half-Japanese person herself, Madame Rose probably understood the differences of values foreigners had. At that moment, Primavera's greatest rival was the GTS. If you consider that they would have been able to maintain the peace, as long as no trouble was stirred up with the GTS, then you might say that Richard's discord-causing methods were mistaken.
Richard had probably thought that the carrot of the special offers window deal would cancel out the stick of the Russian Union creation. From Chinatown's perspective, this looked like he was tossing a bundle of bills on the ground and making them pick it up. By their sense of value, no matter how attractive the special offers windows might be, they couldn't agree because of the process that damaged their honor. So, if Primavera forced the creation of a union, the GDS's honor would be damaged, but they still wouldn't agree to the special offers window deal. So would they just give up and accept defeat?
They are a resilient people. They wouldn't give on the special offers windows over something like pride. They wouldn't pick up a special offers window that someone had thrown on the floor. They could accept one if presented them with a deep bow. In that case, they simply had to arrange matters so that it would be possible for them to accept it.
So what does that mean?
Rather than having it given to them as a reward for agreeing to the Union project, which is humiliating to Chinatown, it would be much more convenient to make Primavera surrender and have them offer it as a compensation under the guise of it being a token of their friendship.
The old City 23 special offers windows have been outside the GDS's reach. No human wants things they can never get. However, once they find it might be possible to get something, that all changes.
Madame Rose didn't want to make them lose face, so she offered them the special offers windows. Richard was too anxious to ignore them and prioritize his own countrymen, so he forcibly proposed the creation of a union. Those two goals caused an unfortunate chemical reaction and became the sparks that ignited the next war.
Damn. Chapter 2, Wild Dogs of Shrinking is becoming wolves, and that was a really good chapter. I really liked it. In a certain hotel, there was a gathering of newspaper reporters and Japanese VIPs from City 23, all bathed in the light of bright camera flashes. Those flashes were set on a large signboard with vertical writing on it. These were the words written on that majestic signboard in beautiful handwritten characters. The City 23 Japanese Countrymen's Labor Union. This is our first experiment in creating a new post-war society for our Japanese countrymen in City 23. A society where all people help each other out. The occupying forces will prioritize local businesses when giving business orders. Local businesses will prioritize local laborers when employing workers. And local laborers will spend their money locally, creating financial circulation on a local basis. I prefer to think of this model case for local restoration as just one social experiment carried out under GHQ supervision.
Modern Tokyo is filled with people of varying races, nationalities, and backgrounds. Even in this City 23 alone, colonies of Japanese, American, and Chinese people have been established. They all have their own different cultures, different languages, and different lifestyles. In other words, in this mingled state of affairs, the city is not the smallest division of administration. In that sense, what we are proposing is truly the smallest unit of administration.
We will be a bridge between the city government and our Japanese countrymen. By doing so, we will encourage the development of our local society and continue to contribute to society at large. That is the founding principle of our City 23 Japanese Countrymen's Labor Union. The establishment of the City 23 Japanese Countrymen's Labor Union was announced far and wide. Its impact was immense, and it became plastered across newspapers all over eastern Tokyo. Across City 23, newspaper extras were printed, and Japanese laborers welcomed it with applause.
Long live City 23! Long live the Countrymen's Union! Long live Primavera! Long live Madame Rose! I'll finally be able to work. I'll be able to earn money and go back to my wife.
Once you guys get more money, our shop will thrive too.
Even this suit might look a little less bland. The
nighttime city, packed with laborers, was filled with joy until long after dark. And the voices praising this accomplishment didn't go away even after dawn came. For the first time, residents of City 23 were glad to be residents of City 23. And so Primavera would now be remembered not only as the ruler of the criminal underworld, but as an organization for the mutual aid of their countrymen. Of course, several predictable problems arose. First, there were the laborers from other cities who were being turned away. Some of them called this a human rights violation and began complaining to political newspapers aimed at laborers. However, Primavera had already finished laying a careful groundwork. This criticism was sidestepped by pointing out that the root cause was the low wages in other cities. And so they succeeded in turning the frustration held by laborers in other cities toward the employers in their own cities. As a result, several demonstrations sprung up in the cities around City 23, demanding large pay raises. Across Tokyo as a whole, there was massive turmoil, but City 23 itself was in a peaceful eye of a storm. Of course, to establish a union with this much influence, it had been necessary to lay a careful groundwork. Not just with the local occupying forces, but with the GHQ itself. With beautiful women and enormous financial resources, controlling important people was Primavera's strongest talent. The GHQ defended Primavera, issuing an opinion that this wasn't a problem generated by City 23, but rather a series of labor problems that should be tackled by all cities. Also a factor was the desire held by U.S. Army higher-ups to show off their approval of Japanese self-governance in their cities and gain popularity. This was all thanks to the work Primavera had done with the GHQ through Butler. The other cities would probably be turbulent for a while with labor troubles. However, people would probably abandon laborers' demands eventually, and they would see some level of wage raises in other cities too. There were several small problems in addition to this one. Primavera made the requirement of becoming a union member, possession of Japanese citizenship, and proof of residence in City 23 for at least 1 year. This meant that problems sprang up with laborers who had lived here for just under 1 year, and with those that hadn't changed their certificates of residence after leaving other cities. On the other side, some harsh observers felt that those who had abandoned City 23 right away, before being drawn back by the promise of higher wages, had no love for their countrymen or their hometown. No matter how they tweaked the details, borders would have to be drawn somewhere and become a source of friction. No policy exists that can satisfy 100% of people. No matter how hard you try, the best you can achieve is satisfying 90% of people, forcing the other 10% to be discontent. Policies often get abandoned because of that 10%, a situation which is often called the negligence of the administration. Because of that, it might have been impossible for such radical reform to be carried out by anyone other than a non-governmental organization. If we assume that 90% of city dwellers supported the union and 10% didn't, in the shadows of a citywide celebration, that 10% whispering their discontent towards Madame Rose. However, it'd be wrong to fear being heard by the voices of that 10%. That is what it means for a person to bear the brunt, take the lead and suffer the first wounds. What about Japan in the 21st century? Is it possible that the government and administration are too concerned with hurting people? In a country with 100 million people, they're afraid of even one person voicing their discontent and hurting them. Through the internet, the voice of that one person spreads to the mass media. Mass media, which gets higher ratings when they criticize the government,
treats that voice as though it speaks for the people of the country. As they're terrified of being hurt, those running the government and administration keep putting things off without resolving anything. Aren't we awkwardly carrying the various problems of the old century, many of which are teetering on the brink of disaster, with us into the 21st century? Madame Rose walked forward through the opposing winds. She must not be afraid of being hurt. That's the sort of resolve needed by someone standing at the spearhead of your ideals.
Only those who have no fear for such things can pull their era forward. As a member of Chinatown, I have failed. But as a personal friend, I would like to show my respect for your decisive judgment, Rose-san.
I apologize for what we've done.
As a friend, I am grateful for the sentiment. However, as a fellow leader of one's own countrymen, I just find it just a tad shameful. You are a dragon, after all. There is no need for you to turn around and apologize. Simply look forward and remain resolute.
Thank you very much, Meiju-san. However, I can imagine this announcement of ours causing a big disturbance in Chinatown.
Oh, great and terrible it will most certainly be. An uproar that will leave it covered in holes.
The last and biggest problem of the union announcement was Chinatown. Because of Primavera's countrymen first policy, the Chinese would be kicked out of the space in front of the employment agency, practically speaking. At that moment, the discontent and grumbling felt by Chinese laborers was probably focused on the GDS, their countrymen's organization. I really did want to step forward with your solid consent.
There's no helping it. That photo was fatal indeed.
According to Meiju's explanation, the GDS exec who set up the backdoor employment agency wasn't his subordinate. He said it was a side job set up by a big exec from the main GDS group in City 22, who had sidestepped Meiju. However, this wasn't a child's playground. It was the criminal underworld. As the boss of Small Rock Chinatown, Lee Meiju couldn't claim to be ignorant about business conducted on his turf. Even if his excuses happened to be true, Primavera couldn't afford to accept them.
It is shameful, but even the GDS has factions within it. I am with the faction supporting the previous leader. As such, I am not particularly well liked by those supporting the Council of Elders. In fact, I am glad for the actions Primavera has just taken.
From Meiju's perspective, his careful negotiations with Primavera had been crushed by the personal business of a council supporter. Meiju was cunning. He was probably planning to use this as a card to attack the opposing faction. However, his opponents on the council side were the same. They're probably planning to find fault with Meiju, assign him to a different post, and send someone from their faction to act as Small Rock Chinatown's boss. Yep, that's pretty much what I thought was going to happen. Oh boy. It was certainly conceivable that they would succeed in placing the blame for this incident on Meiju alone. Is there any assistance we could provide to improve your position? If we could make a deal regarding special offers windows, I believe that should earn you a lot of credit.
Indeed it would. Small Rock Chinatown desired the special offers windows so much, we would trade our right arm for it.
Then let's start negotiations right away and build a Chinese union.
I had planned on doing so, but the main group has interfered. How foolish it all is. If only they would seriously consider improving labor conditions for their countrymen like you have done. But they're just bastards focusing on getting even more rich. The minds of the elders are filled with nothing but their own shares and factional rivalries.
Rose spoke for all of Primavera. The Meiju was only middle management, serving underneath the main group of the GDS. If there's any way I can help by speaking with the GDS main group.
I appreciate the sentiment. The Chinese are complicated. It isn't a matter that a Japanese person can come in and resolve. I ask that you leave this matter in my hands, for the time being.
If there's ever a way I can help, please let me know. I don't abandon my friends.
Fear not. There are no problems. I have a little ninja girl watching over me. No, perhaps one.
What's that?
At all times, stay true to yourself. Do not lose sight of who you are. If you remember that, I will be very reassured.
Meiju might have been prepared for a purge to occur. After all, most HR decisions in the criminal underworld are settled with blood. However, Rose couldn't afford to lose Meiju. Meiju was her only connection to the GDS. If Primavera lost him, they'd be searching around with their hands in a dark room, along with the monster called the GDS. If either party managed to grasp the other's hand, all well and good. However, if they bumped elbows or bumped heads, both would think that the other had attacked them, and a feud could easily break out. And so she wanted to do as much as she could as a peace offering to Meiju.
No matter what happens, follow the dragon's path you believe in. If you don't, I won't be able to rest in peace.
Damn, he really thinks he's gonna be killed. Meiju smiled as though he'd reached a philosophical understanding. Rose thought. She thought their ideals might have resulted in him being sacrificed too. However, she couldn't avert her gaze. Meiju-san.
It is possible that this will be our final parting. Next person who takes up my post will surely be someone who displays no understanding of the Japanese at all. It may result in fighting between the GDS and Primavera. When that happens, will you stick to your dragon's aims? I will always continue to watch over you to see whether you do or do not.
Yes. No matter what happens, I will continue to uphold what you taught me about dragons.
You mustn't look back. Not for someone like me. Walk down your own path. I look forward to the new City 23 you'll make.
Thank you, Meiju-san. Yep. It looks like Meiju is gonna be bumped off. Hopefully he won't. Uh-oh. As Meiju's car left, Rose watched it go, filled with emotions. You mustn't be afraid of being hurt. You mustn't look back. Not for someone like me. Get the car. I'm returning to Primavera.
Yes, madam.
I've already started walking. I mustn't stop. I mustn't let anyone stop me. Not until I can create a society of our country moon where everyone helps each other. Chapter 3, Drops of the Soul, soy sauce time. I don't think there's anything that can excite the young more than being acknowledged and relied upon.
Time for practice spots. Let's see if your roguish charms can stop my fighter's blows.
Damn. I am sucking today. I keep on clicking between the fucking cards. Fucking hell. Damn.
Okay, you got me a bit that time, but I will make up for it.
Oliver, your movements are great.
You think so? Maybe I should train in some shed every day like Wayne-san.
At first, Oliver had been the type of coldly ignored compliments. However, that was just because he wasn't used to being complimented. By now, he was completely used to smiling embarrassedly whenever Zell commended him. Oh, yes! Yes, 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 yes! In her mental record book, Zell had secretly labeled him as a kid who improved when praised. Still, that nihilist attitude is still pretty embarrassing.
Shut up. That's my sense of aesthetics.
After yelling in embarrassment, he started shadowboxing. His fighting skill had already been proven effective against large bodyguards. However, it's rarely possible for a large finishing blow to get a clean hit in a real battle. For that to work, you need an opening.
Now time for my blows. We need the blinding speed of Charles the Rogue.
And Charles, your movements keep getting more polished. To me, knocking your opponent out isn't the only goal in hand-to-hand fighting. You can also get your opponent off balance to generate an opening. Or use such an opening to escape or steal their weapon.
No matter how much someone like me trains, I can never be like Oliver or Aniki Wayne. But I can do stuff no one else can copy.
For a long time, the short Charles had been depressed because he thought offensive power was all that mattered in fighting. However, once he learned his genius-level pickpocket skills and nimbleness could be weapons, he created a style of fighting that no one could emulate.
For example, if you grab their jacket from behind and pull it halfway down, it's like having their hands cupped behind them. And ties are basically the same as attaching a collar to your own neck. If you go like this, grabbing their ties is circle around behind them. And pull really hard from behind at a steep angle.
Oh. If you did it at full speed in a real battle, his throat would be crushed and he'd choke in an instant.
You can use that opening to run away or even hold him down.
Yes, you could. If you could spin them around with a circular motion. And mess up their center of balance.
And even someone as short as little Charles could hold down a huge guy. The other day, when the three of them had taken that guard out together, Charles had been given the job of creating an opening. It had worked so beautifully that he'd understood and awoken to his own personal style.
Small and weak men can never become a strong fighter.
Because he thought that the shock of this revelation was enough to change his life.
Know yourself and take advantage of your strengths. Our goal is being a number one like Vane-san, but we aren't him. Once we've honored our unique traits, we'll be able to come number ones alongside Vane-san.
And I'm sure my slingshot will come in handy too. Your perfect accuracy is weapon enough.
There's no sound of gunfire and no one dies. If you can use those traits, it should be possible to accomplish all sorts of things.
Being able to force an opening is in someone a long ways away, like at the backdoor agency, is huge.
And back then, you even managed to knock their guns out of their hands. Ultimate supporter.
Even though the Wandering Dogs were a team working directly under Wayne, they still weren't given permission to use guns. Wayne would never approve of guns and alcohol for minors. Though it's hard to imagine that he followed that rule when he was a minor. It's the only projectile weapons the Wandering Dogs have. The distance Nina can cover becomes the distance we can cover.
Yep. And if we measure our reach by what we had back then,
And we have the ability to instantly incapacitate enemies within a radius of 10 meters.
More than that. With Nina's skill alone, our strength doubles, even triples. Dang, I'm awesome! Glad I stuck with slingshot and ready to shine. As she got excited, Nina started training with her slingshot again. Her target was outside the window, a signboard sticking out of a building all the way across the street. Good kids should never imitate this. Who the hell do you think's reading this, Ryukishi? I don't think any kids are reading this story. It was a very long-range target. Even with a gun, it wouldn't be at all easy to hit it at this range. However, Nina pulled back hard on the string and focused on the target with the eyes of a hawk. Alright, time for me to shine. Perfect accuracy, go! I'll show you what I can do. Ha! Bang! It was the sound of a ball piercing the air. A moment later, a faint metallic sound rang out. And they saw the sign swinging. And there you have it.
whoa, nice!
By the way, what about you, Zell? Have you remembered anything about judo?
The other day, a man attacked Zal from behind, and she took him out with a magnificent throw. That sort of movement wasn't possible unless you'd learned it. Back then, my body just moved all of a sudden. But if I try to think about it, my mind just goes blank.
No need to force yourself. You're our secret weapon. And you're a commander after all.
That's right! If Zell has to fight, you guys fail as men!
If we obey Zell, we'll be able to wield our strength with maximum efficiency.
It isn't about two fights. It's about how we combine our strength. We can still aim to be a lot better. Let's all work harder, make use of opportunities, and become legends. Yeah!
Yes!
Yeah! Yes! So, seeing that everyone's happily doing their best, I've got a huge announcement today. It's seriously huge. It'll shock you. No about about it. Oh boy, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Here it comes. Let's back up to Club Primavera on the previous day. Here it comes. Oh boy. We're heading towards the finale of this episode 2. Oh boy. Here, Mara-san. Thanks a lot for your help the other day.
I heard all about it. Is it true my camera was used to take photographic evidence of the GDS's plot? Because that is awesome! I told you, Stella! I told you my camera would be useful!
We're very sorry for not telling you about it. To be honest, we didn't think you'd let us take it if we told you.
Of course I'd let you shake it! Seriously, if you didn't think I would let you take it, you do not know me that well. I am an agent of chaos! What kind of woman do you think I look to you?
You wanted to keep it secret until you accomplished something big by yourselves, didn't you? We're really sorry. These were two of Club Primavera's favorites and high-ranking members, Stella and Meryl. It was a bit hard to believe, but they once joined the fight against the Caleb family along with Madame Rose. Oh, hello, Zarmagus. Welcome to the stream. Damn, we're almost done, but thank you for coming. There were apparently two of the legendary 7 who took part in that majestic gunfight. Even that frail-looking Madame Rose apparently had the showdown with the enemy leader in a big hotel and defeated him with her own gun. The women of Club Primavera are strong. I can't let myself fall behind. Brother. That Zell girl from the rumors is here. The one from the spy team that took the picture.
Oh, my. Triumphant return for our heroine.
Hello, Mr. Consigliere.
Thanks to the great efforts you've all made, we were able to expose the schemes of the GDS. Your work is part of the reason we were able to accelerate our plans for a conference union, which residents of our city had been waiting so long for. Your brave actions have saved so many of us. Allow me to thank you again.
It's nothing of the sort, Mr. Consigliere. We only did what any member of Primavera would do.
Ah, yes, I heard from Wayne. It seems you joined his crew.
Huh, really? Wayne's plan to make a girl with such pretty skin fight?
It's what I wanted. Please don't worry about it. I've got no desire to be treated like a princess just because I'm a woman. And I have the same name as a Disney princess, but everyone just calls me Zell anyway, so I will make my own legend. I like that. We're entering an era where women will be able to move up in society. There's nothing strange about a woman making a name in the criminal underworld.
I guess so. Then you better give it your all.
I told Wayne to reward you all, but has he done so?
Oh yes, he gives a full $10,000. Oh, but wasn't that from you?
What's this? Even after such a great accomplishment, he hasn't given you any reward himself. That won't do. It's about time Wayne learned how to maintain morale among his subordinates.
I'll bet Yuji can get spoiled a lot.
When he's outside, Brother might treat people like horses, but at home, he's the horse.
My. I'll have to give Wayne a good talking to later. If there's anything you desire, tell me at any time. I believe those who achieve results should be suitably rewarded.
Oh, then, could I ask just one selfish favor? Oh my god. Oh god, let's see. You all were all interested in the elite guard for Madame Rose, which Vainson was rumored to be assembling, right? Congratulations! The Wandering Dogs have been selected to join Madame Rose's temporary elite guard. We are main characters.
What?
What? Not long from now, they say Madame Rose is going to Chiba. She receives the honor of joining her guard group when she does. Her actual guard will be formed by adult veterans, so it will be well more like attendants. However, unlike any of the adult guards, we've got the noses and instincts of alley rats, so Vincent's apparently expecting a lot from us. This is the first job for the newly formed Wandering Dogs. Hopefully we will not get broken apart immediately in this excursion. And I will somehow regain my memory and leave you all. That will definitely not happen. I spoke directly to the consigliere and got it for us. How'd you like them apples?
Apples? Awesome! We got ourselves a huge job, even if it's just for a day.
Amazing, Zal! When'd you manage to get us that? If one wants to be a leader, they must be passionate about business too.
No plan you've brought us has ever been a waste.
It's a chance for it to show Aniki Wayne what we got directly.
Well, it doesn't mean a chance to show off will just drop into our laps. Still, I can't stop imagining stuff. I'll bet all of his imagination is in full force too, and he's just pretending to read. Your book's upside down again, by the way.
Yeah, shut up. I was merely simulating possible eventualities inside my head.
Me too. Even though we're supposed to be guards, I keep hoping some assassin come and attack us.
If we get attacked, it means we already failed as guards. Real guards put pressure on the opponent and makes them give up on their attack. Let's do good work and make Vane-san acknowledge us even more. Apparition, do you think it's a good place to stop here, or should I stop after this scene ends with Julie and Jean? Right here, or okay, cause is this like a long scene with Julie and Jean right here? Cause I don't mind going a bit longer. You think here's fine? Okay then. I shall accede to your judgment. Okay then, you guys. I will save right here. I cannot wait. Seriously, I cannot wait until next time. It looks like I do have a feeling that when they do go to Chiba with Rose, something pretty big's gonna happen, and that's gonna be where part 2 leaves off. And I cannot wait, you guys. Seriously. This arc has been fucking fantastic so far. And it's obviously gonna continue into part 3. And I really can't wait to see where it goes. Okay, so tomorrow we get back to Remember 11, and we'll continue this on Sunday. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.